Hey dear fashion bosses, how are you doing? In today's class, we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful outfit you're seeing. It is 720 degree peplum reversible pinafore jackets. As you can see, you can wear it both ways. This outfit is so beautiful, so classy. So if this is what you like to learn, please kindly stay to the end of this class, okay? And do not forget to subscribe, okay? Tap on the bell so you get notified each time we drop a new video. This class is also going to be in two parts. You have the part one and then the part two. All right,
So
so
this is
let's
the
start.
part two, okay?
The back panel does not have any divide, but the front does. So I place my fabric, my pattern this way. Okay. I can pin it down so it does not move. I need some form of accuracy. You should learn how to pin. It gives you accuracy, okay? It does not make you deficient in any way. Yoruba will say, mistake or logger. If I didn't say that very well, pardon me. But I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say if you are from the eastern part of Nigeria. Sorry, the western part of Nigeria. Okay? What it means is that mistake does not have oga, neither does he have a boss. Mistake or logger, you know. Anybody can make it. So in order for you not to be in that place, learn how to use your pin where necessary. It is very, very imperative. Okay? So don't forget, whatever we are cutting here, we are also cutting on the other fabric. It's husband and wife, okay? 5 and 6. So I'll also use this now to cut on the other fabric, and then I'll come back to us for the front. So we have a back panels on both fabric. Okay, keep it aside. So for the front panel, we are going to trim off the front neckline. Okay, and then place it on our fabric. So guys, we are cutting the front panel. Remember I told you the front panel is not going to be on fold, okay? It has to be two different pieces. All right, so that is it. I think we are through with the cutting. Other than the band, when we get to the band parts, I'll tell us what to do. So for now, this is it. We are going to go straight into the joining. So don't forget, the rule is whatever you do to A, you also do to B. Okay? So these are the front panels. The front and the back of the fabric look very much alike, so we don't make a mistake. We have to mark it for identification. So what you do, these are the back panels. So these are complete sets right now. This is a complete set. This is a complete set. So you take it to your sewing machine. You see, this is the front piece. So it has to be two different pieces. So you take it to your sewing machine and then you join the shoulders. Okay? You join the shoulders. So this is it. All right? You join the shoulders. You join the shoulders. That's all. You do the same to the second piece and then we'll come back to us. You turn your flay. I'm sure you know how to do this. You use the other piece, the other fabric, this one, to turn this one, just the normal way we turn flay. that is it. After infusing your user fusible interface, I already explained that, and then we'll come back to us. All right guys, so I've joined. Okay, I've joined the shoulders. I've joined the shoulders, as you can see. Okay, so the next thing for us to do is placing both pieces front side facing the front side this way. Okay, make sure all seams are properly aligned because it's reversible. Make sure they are properly aligned. You have to pin. Please, I advise you pin. You know, I mentioned it earlier. It gives you accuracy. Okay, make sure you pin all seams so that there won't be any form of shifting and movement and shaking. Okay, make sure you pin. So what we are going to do next is to sew it round. Okay, so you sew from the down part, from here down to here. Okay, and down here. You will not sew this bottom part. Okay, because we are going to turn it from the bottom part, and then you come again and start sewing from here into the neckline. Okay, into the neckline, round about the neckline. Okay, and then you take it down. Okay, don't sew the bottom part. Don't sew this part because this is where we are going to turn it from. This bottom part. Don't also sew this part. Okay, but the other part you sew and then you turn. So when you are done sewing, make sure you notch the neck area properly so that when you turn, it relaxes very well. Okay, make sure you notch. If possible, if your seams are a little big, you can trim a little off. Okay, so that it's very flat when you turn. Make sure you notch, and then you turn it out using this bottom part and then give it a proper ironing. Okay, and then we'll come back to us. And then another thing I forgot to mention, which I will not want to do without you, I have to carry you along, is, okay, so this is my peplum. Okay, you see how full it's looking and how beautiful. Okay, so I just fold it because I remember there is a bit of curve, you know, on the front parts. Okay, there's a bit of curve on the front part, so I just fold into two like this. Okay, and then I'll hold it down to get the curve. So I'll come to this end part and then I'll measure 3 inches inward. Okay, you can use either 3 or 4 inches. Okay, let me use 3.5 inches. I measure it inward like this, and then I'm going to curve from here, okay, into this part. Okay, curve it like that to create that opening, and then you cut it up. Don't allow it get to this waistline so you don't run at a loss around your waistline. Okay, so that's just it basically. And then you go to your sewing machine. I already showed us that before, said this before, and then you sew to turn. Okay, all right guys, so here we are. We've turned and we've ironed. You see how beautiful it's looking. This is the inner view. Okay, and this is the outer view. So we are almost done with our project. Right about now, we are going to reduce the waistline by 2 inches because there is a band that will also extend to the belt we're using, tying it in front. Okay, so we're just going to reduce it by 2 inches. Reduce it by 2 inches, and then we'll replace what we are reducing out now with a band. Alright, so replacing it with a band. So I've gone ahead to cut the band. It's just a straight strip. Okay, so you're cutting it both in this fabric and in this fabric. Okay, so the width of the band is 3 inches. Okay, and then the length is times 2 of your waist circumference. So if your waist circumference is 20, you cut 40. Whatever is left, use it to tie, use it as a bowl to tie it in front. It does not have button, nor zippers, nor anything. Okay, so I cut out 3 inches of this. Remember, we took out 2 inches. Okay, so the extra 1 inch is to join these upper bodies to the band, and then the band to the peplum. Okay, that's why we have 3 inches, and then we have it in both fabric. Okay, so the next thing for us to do right now is to put our bands together and notch the midpoints. Okay, we'll make a notch on the midpoints. That was a little longer than the other, so I have to make it equal. So we are looking for the midpoints of this band, right? So this is the midpoint. We're just going to notch, make a notch. Okay, and then we also make a notch on the midpoint of our peplum. I've done mine. This is it. So you notch the midpoint of your peplum, and then also notch the midpoints of your upper bodies. So I've notched the midpoints of my upper bodies. So I'll keep this aside for now. I'll pick my peplum. Okay, so what you should do is, this is the center part of your band, okay, which by default happens to be the center back of your back panel. Okay, let's take it like that. Okay, so the next thing for you to do right now is to measure half of your waist circumference. From here, from the center part, which is the notched area, you measure half of your waist circumference. Okay, you measure half of your waist circumference, and then you notch that point. I've notched mine. You come back to this other side. From the center point, you measure the remaining half of your waist circumference. So it makes it a total of your waist circumference. From this point now to this point makes it the total of your waist circumference. From the midpoint to this side is half. From the midpoint to this side is half. Please take note. So you notch your band both up and down. Please take note. I'm really trying to make it very explicit for us, okay? So right about now, you are going to reach out for your peplum. The midpoint of your peplum, the midpoint, you are going to place it. Please make sure that each fabric is represented on the band. So I'm going to place this one on this one like this, midpoint to midpoint. So this one now, which is here, this other fabric will now come under here. So you are sandwiching this this, what do you call it, the seam part of the peplum between the two band. Hope you understand. So your peplum is going to be in the middle, okay? So I'll just pin it down. So make sure you pin yours down, like I always say, for accuracy, okay? Right. So you pin it all the way for accuracy. I'll pin mine. Alright guys, so I've pinned mine. So you're going to take it to your sewing machine now and hold it down using a 0.5 inch or any inch you left available as seam allowance, okay? And then you are going to sew it down to the end of your band. If you notice, I also pinned my band, okay? So you are sewing. If you like, you can start sewing from the beginning of your band after pinning, and then it will take you into your peplum area. You keep sewing. When you get to the end of your peplum, you continue sewing till you get to the end of your band. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead to sew, sandwiching the peplum in between the band like I explained earlier, and then I also went ahead to fold this remaining edge. I folded it in by 0.5 inch. You know how we usually do it when we're making a band, okay? All the way I folded it in. So you should go ahead and do same to yours for easy sewing of the upper bodies to the lower bodies to the peplum, okay? So the last thing for us to do right now is to introduce this lower body to our peplum. So also taking cognizance of what fabric should be placed on what fabric, okay? Don't forget that. So this is the midpoint of my back panel. This is the midpoint of my peplum. So I'll just bring it in like this, in between the band again, just like we did when we were attaching the band to the peplum, okay? Just look for how to position it inwardly like this, making sure that all midpoints are well positioned, okay? And then I'll pin it together. Please make sure you pin for accuracy. So I'll pin it together. We are practically done with this project. So if you've not remembered to subscribe, here is another call to action. Please kindly do before we get to the end. We're almost done. Tap on the subscription button and please do not forget to tap on the bell so you'll be the first to get a notification each time we drop new videos. Like I said earlier, we upload videos on this channel twice weekly, Tuesdays and Saturdays. We upload sewing tutorials, and we upload tutorials on sewing tutorial videos on sewing tutorials, pardon me, and videos on headwear tutorials such as hat making, fascinators, turban, auto gilim, headpiece, and everything you can use to adorn your hair. Okay, follow us on our social media handle on Instagram at Fashion Boss Innovations Academy, at Facebook at Fashion Boss Innovation. All right, this is YouTube. I'm sure you already subscribed, and may you remain blessed as you do so. So this is the back view. So when sewing, you're just sewing it down like this neatly. So this front part, now this front part, the front panel, you're just going to turn it this way. Okay, and then this one, you position it where your peplum stopped. Okay, like this. Make sure it is very, very accurate. Okay, we are done. We are done. Thanks for staying tuned. Thanks for your patience. We love and appreciate you. I'm also sure that you found value thus far. Okay, and then you do the same to the other end. You position this where your peplum also ends here. Okay, you position it, you pin down before taking it to your sewing machine to sew. So we are done. I'm going to take it to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew it down. I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine. I'm going to start stitching from the beginning of my band. We'll stitch the side, remember. I'm going to start stitching from the beginning. You take us into the bodies, and this side is the side that is open, but you have to stitch the band around it. Okay, take it to the back, and then bring you back into this part of the belt. Okay, and then we are done. So this is what we have. You see how beautiful it's looking. This is the inner view. Okay, and then this is the outer view. I'm going to place it on my mannequin for you to see. All right guys, thanks for staying tuned. See you all in our next video. Bye bye for now.